There we are. Yeah, we're live now.
We're live.
Semi-live.
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 So are we having a guest tonight or not?
I have not heard back. He has seen it, but he hasn't said anything back yet. So I'm assuming probably not, which means yeah.
No worries. Just had to double check.
Damn it.
I haven't heard from Nicole, so she's probably not joining us. Yeah, she's a very busy person apparently.
I make time for this show.
I'm glad because
Have you gotten your shot yet?
Me? Have I done my shot? What do you mean? No, I have not. I have not done my shot yet.
Come on,
I'm sorry.
You can just walk in. I just saw a sign at a CVS. You can just walk in now. Don't even need an appointment.
I know. I feel bad. I work 7 days a week still. I'm having a hard time quitting that second job.
You and your 25 jobs.
Fifth job. Yeah.
I heard you helped out Sybil on her dance video.
I did. It was fantastic. Got a little confused at first of what I was doing, and I had to redo everything, but it was okay. It worked out in the end.
Like, what am I doing? Oh, no.
Like, why did I get sent 3 videos? Oh, my, I was supposed to put them all together, make good transitions. No, I'm supposed to blend them to best parts. But I'm not a dancer. So I had a dancer come over, sit down, and we went through and like these are the best parts of each video, and I would splice them perfectly to make them where they. Yeah, it was fun.
That's cool.
Yeah,
we're live, right?
Yes, we are live.
We should
And
just.
it's 8:01. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and get started. Hello, hello. Once again, you have found the Texas Steampunk Connection. We are coming to you live and in video. broadcasting from different various parts of our steamships and bunkers throughout the multiverse. Once again, so thank you very much for joining us live, and thank you for listening to us later on whatever podcast feed you guys have. Once again, we're here to talk steampunk. But before we do that, we'll do the podcast within a podcast like we always do, and I'm just going to call it this time. What are you drinking? I'm going to go ahead and start with that. I found, surprise.
We should call it Mind Your Pipes and Quarts.
Mind your pipes.
Pipes and corks. Love it.
That's very,
I like
historical.
Sure.
All right, what are you drinking? Sorry.
Obviously I'm drinking a beer and it's too dark for me to read it. It's just simply called Shake.
Shake. Wow.
Shake.
Okay.
Shake it. Shake and open it. I dare.
Dark chocolates.
Yep, a dark chocolate porter with natural flavors added. Straw is optional. It says. It's from Boulder Beer. So apparently, I'm assuming it was made in Boulder, Colorado.
Made out of a boulder. I don't know.
I mean, it's dark chocolate. I like dark chocolate. I like porters. It is indeed a very dark beer. Smells like a stout or a porter.
I'll give you a stout porter.
That's smooth. That's smooth. I like it. It's good.
Does it taste? Is it like dark flavored, like the barrel or smoky?
No, it's just I can taste a little bit of the chocolate of it. Yeah. I mean, it tastes like a porter. Sometimes they all taste very similar.
That's true. Well, there's a good anchor point for a porter to be tasting like a porter.
Exactly. It says it's a porter. Hey, look, it tastes like a porter. How about that? Hello, Mick. Hello, Rita.
What's up, Mick?
So yeah, I mean, I would give it a thumbs up. This is my first time drinking this one, as according to my Untapped.
Untapped.
That's why I keep track of the beers I drink.
Yeah, just make sure it's not your potential. We'll be okay.
So yeah, my Untapped potential. I lost that a long time ago.
And yet here we are.
Right.
Oh.
So yeah, I don't. Sorry about that. I'm not very upbeat right now. Okay, so what are you drinking, Jack?
I
forgot to introduce you guys. That's what I did. I'm sorry. With me, as always, is Jack from Team Chest and Gentleman Adventurer. Say hi, guys. My apologies.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Hi, everybody.
People who've been watching us know what's going on. Those of us who have not been watching us, those of us. I have not been rewatching our stuff. I need to do more editing. But until then, I am
Hello,
Jack.
Kristen. or Kitty.
Hello, Kitty. Hey, yo.
What's up? So I got something here from Lex, and it's supposedly like mostly my Father's Day present.
Oh,
Got me some red velvet Baileys.
oh, never
And
heard of it.
it's- Me
I
neither.
didn't know Bailey's did anything other than just Bailey's.
Well, they do Baileys, but this is another flavor of Baileys. Now, I've
I didn't
had
know they
the
had
one
more.
with-
No
I've
idea they
had-
have multiple flavors. Is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, the dark cherry one's good. It tastes like when you used to go to Dairy Queen and get the dark cherries in like the midnight truffle blizzard. It was the dark cherry, not the maraschino ones, but the dark ones. They're a completely different. Those are fantastic. So I'm high expectations on red velvet here. Ooh, it's red.
Well,
I'm like it's gotta taste a little different than just chocolate Baileys.
I would hope so.
Ooh, it tastes like a cupcake. Ah.
Like a
That's-
red velvet cupcake. Okay.
A red velvet cupcake. Oh, I'm in love. This is great. See how fast we read that. I am so happy. I'm drinking it out of my NSA shot glass from DC. My brother brought it back to me when he was working there, and so it's kind of cool. National Intelligence Agency shot glass.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I know, right?
Fancy.
Brought from their museum themselves at their old headquarters, where they have all the cool, like they have a spy museum there. So
Spy Museum. Nice.
all right, definitely Bailey's, but it does taste chocolate and like a cupcake. I'm very happy with it.
Good.
Mm.
And it was your upcoming Father's Day present. Is that what you just said?
Upcoming Father's Day presents. I'm going to share it with all of you guys. I recommend it. If you like Bailey's, you're going to really like this one. It's a little smoother than most Bailey's. So
Wow, smooth.
yes. I'm not.
See,
I'm not trying to-
I never thought Bailey's. I always thought Bailey's was a mixer, not really a straight up drink thing. But
okay,
I
so-
could be wrong.
It was one of the first alcohols that I had when I was 21. I went to a LAN party, and there was a girl there we were all drinking, and she's like, "Have you tried Bailey's?" I'm like, "No." Of course, it's after like shots of everything on the planet. So it was like Jack's 21,
Yay!
and so
Here,
she
drink.
comes. Yeah, she comes right up and she's got these shot glasses, sets it down and starts pouring them. And my friend and I are looking at each other, and like I take a sip, and we're like both like looking at each other, like, "Oh, this is delicious! This is delicious." We're just sipping off the top of it. She's like, "You're supposed to shoot it." I'm like, "It tastes too good to shoot."
No.
Yeah,
Wow, kids are so silly.
you don't shoot Bailey's.
No.
It's a sipping drink.
Vodka, yes. Tequila, sure, very much so.
Goldschlager.
It's a cordial.
Maybe pour this
cordial
over some like a
dessert.
little one little thing of ice cream, just pour it over the top, kind of Oh.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember when I discovered Goldschlager that one year. It was a good year. It was a good
Oh,
year.
boy.
Very nice. What are you drinking, Dax?
Okay, so I've got two because the first one didn't work out.
Uh-oh.
First, it's LGBTQ Awareness Month, Pride Month,
Yes,
Mhm.
it
and
is.
the wife got us some Montucky cold snack. Just got a horse on it, and rainbows and Pegasi, and also it was on sale. Oh, there we go.
Okay. Yeah.
And so, okay, I'll give that a try. And I found out why it was on sale.
Uh-oh.
It makes Lone Star seem flavorful.
Ooh, wow.
It was
So it's advertising.
really, kind of not much to speak of at all.
Oh, where'd the kitten come from?
It came from my wife.
I'm sorry.
Came
I didn't know she was pregnant.
Oh,
That's going on the screenshot there. That's
Sorry. For those of you listening later on, Jack just had some kittens handed to him, and they were adorable.
They were nuzzling my beard.
And we interrupted Thax. Sorry, Thax.
that's okay. So anyway, stay probably clear of Montucky cold snack. I didn't think it was very good, even though I wanted to.
I mean, and also, yeah, for those of you listening,
corporate beer.
Yeah, for those of you listening later on, he was holding up a can that had a Pegasus and a rainbow on it. A blue can, a very bright colored blue can with a Pegasus and a rainbow.
So when you want to do Pride Month right for beer, you don't want to go big corporate. You want to find one of these smaller breweries where you know it's going to be good.
Definitely, always support local
mystery
breweries.
Corporate beer for Pride Month.
Always support local breweries. Yes.
I don't know if it's corporate. It could be. It's Montana though, so I don't know.
It could be a small brewery up in Montana. It's not Texas.
A few episodes ago, months ago, I don't know. I talked about taking a whiskey and adding tea. Right? Do you remember that?
I do.
Yes.
Adding tea to it, and at the time I used the Earl Grey, and it was very good. And I said, "Oh, if I had only had some Russian Caravan," and so I ordered from T-Punk Teas.
That's where you order from. You get
T-Punk
T-Punk Teas.
If you are a member of the Steam Chest, you usually get some kind of T-Punk tea.
Yep.
In your chest. This one is called Winter Smoke, and it's their Russian Caravan. Lapsang Sochong. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it is so good. I don't know what it's supposed to taste like as tea.
Oh, it's so. I've had all their teas, and I will admit that the one I'm drinking is my favorite. It doesn't there are ones that are above each, which is the ones with chocolate in it, like the ones with chocolate and blackberry or chocolate and lemon. Those have been fantastic. If you brew them strong enough, it's like having the best version of hot chocolate. It's almost thick enough you could put cream on top or something. And so,
see, Rita knows. She says Winter Smoke is really good, and I know she's not putting it in whiskey like I am, but it is so amazing. It dials down the harshness of the whiskey, and in 2 minutes you have a very, very smoky, rich flavor added to the whiskey, and it is just delightful.
I will have to try that.
Yeah, so you're saying it'll cut down on the burning, maybe?
Yeah. I don't know enough for you, Flavio, because you're very sensitive. But
I do not have my palate is not refined enough to determine the differences between the different whiskeys and brandies and whatnot. It's all tastes like burning to me. So
So I'll agree that I'm not sensitive enough to get the subtleties of different bourbons and whiskeys, unless they're all lined up for me at once.
There's that. Now I have a friend, Scott, who shows up at a lot of these conventions, and he'll be like, hey, have this. And, after the convention. And so he usually brings like 2 or 3, and I get to try them. I'm like, man, it's nice to have that ability to sit there and like, okay, this is a good one. This is a good one. This one's just trash. But I mean, I am willing to go on a bourbon Scotch journey to find out if I can make myself better at tasting the different ones. I am fully willing. And if someone's willing to help me fund such a thing, I mean, I am fully willing to drink your money. So, and tell you
tell them about our Patreon.
Buy us a beer on our Patreon at TX Steampunk Connection on Patreon. You can buy us a beer. I think it's like $2 to $3 a month, and it'll basically go into paying for this wonderful service that Flavio is doing, and Thax and I are participating in. And it costs him a little bit of money every year to have the ability to do the podcast stuff and do this recording like we are doing with this. And then if we can make enough money per month, we do want to do other projects with that money, like do short movies and media and whatnot. So there is a plan. We don't just plan on drinking your money. We plan on, making sure it's memorable for you to watch us drink your money. And that is the goal. So please help us shoot for the moon. I'm for the moon.
And a very special thank you to Rita.
Again, yes, Rita.
Our first patron. Patron
of Patreon, yes.
Thank you, Rita.
Cheers.
Thank you, Rita. Yes. Well, I'll drink to that.
Mm.
Mm.
Victory.
Well, I mean, we may or may not have had a guest scheduled. We have not heard from him, so we're just going to go on as if we have not. So
Yeah, I don't think we're going to hear from him today.
No
we'll probably
worries.
see if I can catch him. We got months beforehand, but
oh yeah, we have time.
Shane Richmond, the man who runs Steampunk November, does want to talk to us and come on here, and he's just been exceedingly busy with his job right now. So, and he works till like late in the day, so he doesn't know if he's going to be on in time or not. So we may have to do a special recording, depending
Sure.
on how that goes. So
Just let me
will
know.
see.
We will set it up. Yeah, that's awesome. I forgot what I was going to say. I just kind of imagine him saying, "Texas, what?" I'm sorry.
Texas Steampunk, what?
Who?
Were you there
Right?
once? I think you were at our convention once.
Yeah, we had a table once, but yeah.
That's fine. I'll say Steam Chest. He'll be like, "Oh, those guys." I'm like, "Yeah, we got this. We got the group of podcasters now, and now we do a thing where people watch us and we tell them about things that are steampunk.
Primarily
You should be on
steampunk,
here
yes.
and tell us about steampunk because
And we hype the hell out of Steampunk November.
yeah, we have the hell out of Steampunk November. We're not even asking for money. I mean,
No, not from him.
Especially right now, we have nothing better to do than hype Steampunk November because
yes,
summer is upon us.
Oh my god,
no,
yes.
it is now 100 freaking degrees
miserable.
outside.
This weekend, I went outside and died.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
this afternoon.
wow,
I got in my
that bad.
car and baked
Whew,
to death.
I assume you're feeling better since you're actually here talking to us. You're not dead anymore. Good way to go.
It's amazing how well a good scotch can resuscitate you.
And a little AC, which we may lose because of the Texas
Freaking ERCOT? Is it
ERCOT to Energy Network because they can't handle the summer or winter.
But it's
Can't
worked.
handle
But it
anything.
worked. It worked last summer and the summer before when everyone was locked indoors because of quarantine.
Yeah,
You
I
know, it's like so. Of course, everyone was cranking their air conditioning last summer.
To be fair, the amount of homes that have been built in the last year alone is nuts.
But nobody
Especially
can afford
in
them.
this area. No, amazingly, a lot of people can afford them, or they're being able to pay for them, whether they can afford them or not. But we have a lot of homes, and we're building a lot more. So
Yeah, I know.
infrastructure
But
needs
still,
to be a
it's just
key.
so freaking ridiculous. I mean, come on, guys.
But we have the money to build a wall.
Well, Laredo built a mall.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
Yes. They built a mall on the border, which, is miscommunication, maybe? I don't know. It's like,
Board some windows up on one side, you have a wall. It's fine.
it is literally on the border. I've been there because I've installed my systems in there. And
Oh, you went car shopping and it was unpleasant? No, that's like the least time you would have an unpleasant day.
in the heat,
In the heat.
so definitely make sure the air conditioning's working in those cars.
Every car you get in, you're going to test the air conditioner to its max, aren't you? That might be that's actually kind of a good idea.
We got to take it around the block a few times to get the air conditioning going. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure it's good. Okay, where were we? We got off track.
We were talking about the heat in
Yes.
Texas, and we're gonna crash, and we're all gonna burn to death. Anyways,
Got the W upside down. Nice.
at least I have a couple. I have a couple friends that live on a grid that's apparently, if you live on a grid that has a fire station or something like that, they don't lose power.
Station, police, any
Yeah.
emergency utility does
So
not
they-
use power.
Yeah, they don't lose power. Even on accident, apparently,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Because those grids are ultra protected.
Right. So I have a friend that lives in the same grid as the fire department. That's where I went when we had the freeze. I was over there. So they had plenty of electricity and plenty of power and hot water and everything kind of stuff like that.
So,
So-
are we allowed to come over when it all goes down?
I'm just saying I might be able to.
Just leave the door. Just leave the door cracked. I know, don't leave it wide open. I'm a dad. I understand that, but
But yeah, like I said, when I evacuated during the freeze, that one snowpocalypse, or actually ice apocalypse, the only reason I was trying to tough it out here because I have without power. But what convinced me that I had to bug out was when I picked up my cat, and he was shivering.
oh yeah.
My cat was shivering. I'm like,
The cat's
okay, it's
showing
too cold in here.
emotion? What?
Yeah.
Showing discomfort?
Definitely too cold in here for even them, especially them. They have fur coats.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's when I decided I got to call my friends and help me get the bug out of here.
Yep.
So,
They call me.
but we digress yet again because
It's what we do.
We're bridging. We're really good at bridging.
we're bridging. Okay. Oh man, so my life is life, and I remember last week. It was last week. The reason we're doing it again this week is because we're trying to get back on our normal 2-week schedule.
Yeah, without
So-
skipping anything. So we're trying to do
So
this
since
right.
we made it on today, that means we can wait on 2 weeks now. We don't have to go on next week. We can actually skip a week.
Yes, we are
And
back on schedule as of today. It's taken us like
3
a month
weeks.
to get back on track.
It's taken us way too long to figure this out. We just decided that we were going to do all the way through May and June. We're going to do every show every Tuesday.
Apparently, yeah, that's what it turns into, which is fine. And I was behind schedule on releasing them on the podcast feed. So last week you got two in 1 week.
You're caught up too.
Yes,
Everything's caught up.
everything is caught up. So that's
Except
a
our
good thing.
YouTube channel, which I will be working on.
Listeners, I want to thank you all for sticking with us.
Yes, thank you very, very much, everybody.
Popping in whether we were on or not. I don't know how you keep up. I could barely keep up. So thank you all for being here. If it weren't for you, none of this would be necessary.
Yeah, we'd be screaming, we'd be talking to each other, only each other, screaming into the void.
I mean, honestly, that's how this started off. We were just sitting there just yakking at each other. Then all of a sudden, people started watching us. We're like, what?
Like, oh, yeah, there's people
Who's
watching. Yeah, but-
arranged like we are to enjoy this kind of
I
stuff.
guess I should put
hey,
some
don't call our Patreon
Hands off.
deranged.
They're just as deranged as we are. It's all fine. Oh, so where were we? What are we doing?
We have reports.
Yes, we have reports. I remember, well, last time we were on, I mentioned that I was going to talk about a movie that had both Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jackie Chan.
And you know what?
I
I did
think-
not do my due diligence on that one. I was going to look that up and be like, I know what movie that is, but I don't.
I don't know what.
It came out in 2019. So
Jeez. Wow.
yeah, so they're not the spry as they used to be. And you can kind of tell. I'm going to go ahead and share real quick here. Share the phone, share the screen, and click on that, and it is called
The plot.
just straight up Iron Mask. Okay,
Ooh.
Is it like
Wow,
an
they
anime?
are looking a little.
it is on Hulu. Yes, it is on Hulu.
What? How did we miss this?
Well,
Oh my
it was
gosh,
probably
it was
late 2019.
utter
when it came out.
garbagely great.
Yeah, for the first time ever, Screen Legends Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jackie Chan face off against each other in battle. In this globe-trotting fantasy adventure, also starring icon Rutger Hauer, and in one of his final performances.
Oh,
So, all right. So the plot is basically it's too early in the time period to actually be Victorian. It's in the 1700s, which is why I wasn't quite sure if it was steampunk. However,
Well, that's why I went with Rococo Punk last week.
yeah. So I think this would be closer to Rococo Punk. Yes, there you go.
Yeah, okay.
As the closest thing, I mean, although toward the end there was a big temple battle where, well, okay, let's start off from the beginning. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Well, I mean, okay, Arnold Schwarzenegger is, I guess, he's in charge of or the warden of this English prison, and I think it was the Tower of London. Could be wrong. I don't remember, but it was a prison. Jackie Chan was a prisoner in there, and he had an iron mask on. Don't know why, just did.
bites people.
They do that in France.
Oh,
Yeah, but no, it was definitely English prison. And of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger talking in his Arnold Schwarzenegger voice didn't sound English at all. But, yeah, pretty much. But every so often he would challenge. He would offer the inmates a time to challenge him in a one-on-one fight to climb up this ladder to get out of this pit. And if they got out, they go free. So he'd be fighting them one-on-one kind of thing.
Really bored.
Yeah. So there's that. That was happening on the side, and and it was focused on Jackie Chan and Arnold. There's another, and then the like I said, there's a cartographer apparently who was told to go map Russia,
Oh,
Okay.
but he found himself in Japan or China.
You
Sorry.
remember the show I talked about last week?
Yes.
That's the same actor playing the same character from that movie.
What was the movie again?
Oh.
I forgot. What was the movie that you talked about last time? I forgot.
Shoot, what was it called? I remember
Was it the Forbidden Kingdom?
Forbidden Kingdom. Yeah.
Yes, this is a sequel apparently. Because it even says from some.
There we go. The secret. The sequence of events are all popping together.
Because I was reading somewhere and it said, the cartographer from Forbidden Kingdom continues his escapades. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't remember where I read that, but I did read it. Yeah, so it's from the same. Apparently, it's supposed to be a sequel to Forbidden Kingdom.
Oh, was it as bananas as?
Honestly, I don't remember forever watching Forbidden Kingdom.
Well, you watched me talk about it.
Yes,
and I was out of my head.
Yeah.
So this movie.
It got pretty kooky. It got pretty kooky. When he winds up in China, and apparently there was this. I don't know if she was a demon or sorceress or whatever, but she shape changed and took the princess's place, running the kingdom, or the special area where this dragon was supposed to be. The dragon of the world. But she had no control over the dragon because she didn't have this special amulet. So she faked the dragon. She actually they made this clockwork lightning shooting dragon, which is what I was calling, which is why it kind of bent it towards steampunk or Rokoku punk. And they would have these people in this cave, and everyone would crank it out, and the head would come out of the cave and shoot lightning. That's how she executed people.
Oh.
It was she fed him to the dragon. Yeah.
It's a nicer show than just a old hanging. Anybody can do that.
Exactly.
So laissez-faire.
Yeah, so there's that. That was, the lightning shooting dragon was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool. And then, there's unrest. They find out, she's not really the princess, and the real princess shows up, and so they lead a rebellion, and they fly on kites to attack the castle, kind of thing. And there's these three defenders that were defending the castle, and one of them, they're huge. They were like huge things, like they were made out of metal. They were, you couldn't tell what they were. Maybe they looked like robots at first, like they were robots or some kind of fancy mechanism or whatever, maybe a golem or whatever. But one of them attacked. He would hit these things on his chest, and these big blasts of sound would just knock people over. A sonic attack situation. And there was another one that would have lightning attacks as well, and the other one was just a big strong bruiser kind of thing. But turns out there were guys in costumes. They were like wearing little tanks. But those were kind of steampunkish, especially the lightning throwing one. So I mean, overall the movie wasn't great. There was some good action fights. The fight between Arnold and Jackie Chan, you can tell, yes, they are aging. They're not as quick as they used to be. But it was kind of funny, kind of silly. Like apparently Jackie Chan finally got out of the prison, got the mask off, and they're fighting, and he gets into Arnold's office. And apparently he's a collector of ancient weapons or fancy weapons. And Jackie Chan go to grab a weapon. He goes, "No, don't use that one. That's like Alexander the Great's sword, blah, blah, blah." It's like, or he grabs another weapon. And, "No, you can't use that one. That belongs to blah, blah, blah." It's like, so finally they just, it was really hilarious. It's like, he was more concerned about the weapons than actually fighting them, kind of thing. So they, then they go hand in hand, hand in hand. And it was fun, but it wasn't like a, ooh, I this is a Oscar winner. No. It's like,
it sounds like very, very Jackie Chan kind of humor.
Yes, it was.
You watch a lot of his films. It's yeah.
Yeah, and then, I don't know, and somehow Jackie Chan's character was somehow connected to the actual real dragon, and that got out in the end and flew around and saved the day or whatever. But it's like, so and he makes friends with them, and Arnold Schwarzenegger actually goes to that land just to see, he wants to see this dragon in person and whatnot. And it was all very, it was weird, but I didn't talk about it the first time because I wasn't quite sure how steampunk, if it was steampunk, because like I said, it was 17,000, it was the 1700s. It wasn't quite the right time period. So closer to Roku punk, I guess you would say. And, it was definitely martial arts shenanigans going all over the place. And like I said, the dragon and the three robotic looking defenders are the closest thing to steampunk in this movie. But I mean, especially the lightning throwing dragon, that was actually pretty cool. But if you like Jackie Chan and you like Arnold Schwarzenegger, sure, check it out.
You sound not entirely sold on.
It's 2 hours. It's a 2 hour long movie.
Wow.
I don't think it needed to be 2 hours. I think they could have tightened it up a bit more. There were some unnecessary scenes in there, kind of thing. But like I said, it wasn't great. It wasn't the worst movie I ever saw. But that's what I said. I was going to talk about it. I'm talking about it.
Great. We're great to hear it.
But
it sounds like we need to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, like I said, I should have watched The Forbidden Kingdom first because I didn't realize. I mean, it wasn't until I was looking it up today. It's like, oh, this was the same guy from the same photographer from the Forbidden Kingdom movie, and then you just said that's what Forgotten Empire. Sorry, Forbidden Empire. It's like, oh, and that's what Dex just talked about. It's like, funny that we're talking about.
Wait,
you can watch it at your leisure. It's not a top of the list kind of movie.
Exactly. So, but for you continuity people like me, I should have watched Forbidden Empire first because I like to watch things in order. It's just the way I am in my head.
I feel that. That's one reason I will wait. Like if I buy a book because I thought it was cool and I'm reading it, I will stop in the middle of that book going, I don't know what's going on. And then I go online, I look it up. I'm like, oh, this is like book 3. I'm like, well, crap, I got 2 more books before I can get back to this point and have this conversation again.
Yeah, I had the same problem. I read a book and I read it all the way through, and there was some references in there that I figured, oh, okay, whatever. I don't know what they're talking about there. Turns out, it's like the 3rd book in the series, and it's like, oh, I should have read the other ones first. But it was a book that I talked about here. It was a sci-fi book, but there was steampunk elements to it. They weren't on Earth. So, and it was actually kind of reminded me of Firefly a bit. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good book. But anyway, so that's my report on Iron Mask with Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger, the only movie they ever been in together, which is the only reason I watched it to begin with. It can be found on Hulu.
Hulu.
On Hulu.
Hulu.
And like I said, it was made in 2019. So, I'm not sure what month, but maybe we forgot. We didn't notice it because of, that's when the pandemic was getting started, if it was toward the end of the year. So,
yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff going down. But yeah, so, I mean, like I said, if you like Jackie Chan or you like Arnold Schwarzenegger, or especially if you like them both, sure, watch it. It's fun enough for that. Especially their fight when they fight against each other, it's fun enough, so. And maybe just skip to the end for the big temple fight or castle fight or whatever. That's all you really need.
We're all here for. We want to watch Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger try to figure out who beats each other up first before they become too geriatric in this movie.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, so there's mine. All right. So anybody else do their homework?
Well, I was hoping Shane would be on for mine, so but I do have a backup.
Okay.
Because they just came in, and everybody in Steam Trust will be happy. If you ever wanted a really nice sign that said "Beware of Octopus," I got them in finally. So
nice.
Be looking for these in your next box.
Cool.
And yeah. That's what I got. I'm sorry.
No worries.
It's been a very busy 2 weeks.
Yeah, with your 25 jobs.
It's only been 1 week.
I know. I'm playing 2 weeks because, I haven't really had a whole lot since last time either.
Yeah. Going into the summer, there's just not a lot happening, and I'm kind of grasping. So my report is some really old news. But,
okay.
Is it goody news?
But we didn't know. So last week we talked about, in passing, the steampunk bar downtown Austin that we went to. that opened back in 2015. And that it wasn't a steampunk bar anymore. And I just happened across an article. Let's see if I can push button.
Push button. Yes.
Doop-a-doo. That one.
Let's see. I don't see anything. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Add to stream. Okay.
This is from Eater Austin, some website. I don't know. Back in 2017, Steampunk Saloon has been replaced by a beer garden, which I don't hate. I like beer gardens.
Beer gardens are fun.
And the place is called Buford's. There's a big picture of it on the
Buford
article.
Buford's. It's almost steampunk-ish, for just the name, if you can work it.
I remember driving by there feeling so disappointed that the sign had changed, and I'd assumed it was new owners because the place went under. That's not the case. According to the article, I'll just read a little of it. Steampunk Saloon, the West 6th bar inspired by the 1880s and punk rock, has closed. It was
punk
not
rock?
inspired by punk rock. Anyway, rising from its steam-powered ashes is Buford's Backyard Beer Garden, which promises beers and games.
Sounds terrible.
Steampunk Saloon took over the huge space of West 6th, which was formerly originally Opal Divines in 2015. According to the co-owner Clay Woody, he and the rest of the group thought it was an interesting name that not too many people knew about or would understand, and was a good fit for the design, he told Eater, the news website I'm reading from. And I'm going to interrupt this at a couple of places. The first part turned out to be untrue. Steampunk's opening process was made challenging after the internet got wind of the bar's theme and proceeded to mercilessly troll its Facebook page. Despite the shaky start, the bar had a solid food truck program and even attractions by East Side Kings Tycoon, albeit for only a few months. Yeah, let me keep reading. Per Woody, the negative feedback from steampunk purists, who thought, for example, the bar shouldn't have televisions for the sake of authenticity, eventually spurred a strategic rebrand. I'm going to stop right here because...
So who were these people that were... I mean, we never said anything to them about it.
Okay, I know who these people were.
Oh.
If you recall, we had an event there. I mean, just a bunch of us, I said, there's this new steampunk bar. We all need to go. And
right, I happened to miss that. I missed that one too. Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. It was we had about 24 steampunks show up, and we had a good time, and we all got a little tipsy, and we were dressed amazing, and they were happy to have us, and they gave us free shots.
Wow,
it was awesome. We had an awesome time, but I posted on the Austin Steampunk group, which is a public group. Anybody can. And, I wanted to get as many people in as we could. And the local rock station got wind of it and was talking about it. And they were making fun of us.
KOBJ?
They were making fun of steampunk.
Was it Dudley and Bob in the morning? I hate those guys.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, they have never been nerd friendly or any kind.
They were jerks. Dale Dudley, particularly, was just going on and on about these steampunks and their airships and how ridiculous they were. And they have a big following in Austin. A lot of people listen to them, and so they joined the event and they were posting goofy crap and trolling us. Those are the people that I feel like are being referred to here. Not the steampunk community, but the a-hole community in Austin who have nothing better to do.
Everything for anyone. It doesn't matter.
And then I was happy that we were being talked about at all. I mean, they were posting silly things on our group's event, but they weren't vulgar. They weren't abusive. They just, they were silly. And I played along with them a little bit as the event coordinator. Whatever. They didn't show up. They were just, internet trolls. So that's what that's about.
Yeah, it's like they've never been nerd friendly before. I mean, I've heard them I mean, I used to listen to them a long time ago back in the day, before I discovered podcasts, and started listening to podcasts only for the most part when I'm driving around. But they would. I mean, I've heard them make fun of like the Texas Renaissance Fair. Some LARPers. I think at one point went on to talk. I think it might have been Amp Guarders at the time, but they made fun of them really relentlessly. I mean, it was just they've never been nerd friendly.
No.
So.
But I'll read on because I think this is a happy ending. The new name comes from the Reverend Buford Jackson Smith, who bought the property in 1851 and built 3 of the limestone walls that still make up the building. The bar touts 15 massive televisions, which I'm not excited about, but whatever. Primed for watching sports because it's downtown bar. And a large selection of bar games, and frozen daiquiris, and a diverse beer selection. So really, it's the same bar.
They just changed the name.
They don't have the steampunk in the name for people to make fun of, which is crappy. But it's the same bar, it's the same owners, and I think that's cool. I think that's a better current, thing than having it gone out of business and somebody else bought it.
Yeah,
true.
So that's kind of neat. And
Unlike the one from Bar Rescue. Sorry,
that's a whole nother story.
I know, but they went under really, didn't they? Yeah,
It was never their interest.
I know. I understand. I know.
When we went to Steampunk Saloon, Buford's, it was still really in construction. They hadn't built out the backyard, the second bar, and they were working on an upstairs. And so that was back in 2016. It's been some years. I bet it's twice the bar as what it was when we went. I think we should check it out again.
I'm for it. I'm definitely
be willing.
I mean, we have to we have to come up with field trips eventually. Yep. We have to get out there, start doing our thing. So,
but I have another thing to mention. To tell you about.
Sure.
Can I? Yeah, go ahead and I'm still sharing the screen if you want to jump back to it.
Vice Sci-Fi. We had that discussion a long time ago. We in fact more than once about what kind of steampunk we would have in a steampunk party.
Design your best steampunk bar.
Yeah, we've had this discussion before.
Oh, yeah, it was like back in it wasn't Halloween. It was right around then. We talked about those little mini bars.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the garage bars.
Oh, yeah, those are fantastic.
There's somebody in town who has one, but it's an invite only, and it's a cyberpunk bar.
Yeah.
But I was there last weekend, and it was totally cool.
How'd you get an invite?
I begged it.
Why was I not invited?
Beg your own invitation.
I know how to make paper mache.
So if you are in the Houston area or Kingston, is that? Jump back over here. There's a bar called Megaton Brewery. Looking to bring guests together with gaming and a steampunk tap room.
Oh.
And when is this article cut out? It's not new either. Opened in March of 2019. So kind of new, considering last year doesn't count.
Right.
After creating a steampunk atmosphere and brewing its own beers, Megaton Brewery's owner said they look forward with uncertain hope. Co-owners Jared Montgomery and Chris Sarvati, who have known each other since 2012, always hoped to open a brewery together. After forming industry connections, their friends opened Megaton Brewery in Kingwood in March of 2019. I'm not familiar with the greater Houston area, so Kingwood. And they're a brewery. They're not just a bar like the one in Austin. They're making their own beers, which is pretty exciting.
I want to make
it sounds like we need to make a road trip.
Yeah. For the brewery's decor, of course, Montgomery said he wanted to incorporate the steampunk aesthetic of video games such as Fallout and the fun of arcade as a homage to his youth in the 80s. And two out of three of us remember the 80s, so that's exciting.
Yeah, I've lived it vicariously through my brother in the early 90s.
We have a lot of fans that love what we do, and they bring us different things that come right out of a video game universe, he said. Montgomery and Sarvati brew many of the beers at Megaton Brewery, which include ale, stouts, porters, IPAs. The
Stouts
process
and
of
porters,
creating
they've got my
brew
attention.
begins
Yep.
with an idea.
They got
So
deep
that's
beers.
pretty cool.
That is cool. We definitely
there
need to make plans for that.
There is a local, closer to local, there is a Houston steampunk community
Yes.
that regularly has events
Oh, so they're
that
still
might
open.
be able to be convinced to
to go there, yeah.
go there. It looks like it's indoor. I'm just looking at the pictures here,
It looks indoor.
which is very important right now because it's hot as something vulgar outside.
Balls.
HE double hockey sticks. Yeah, I mean
Hey,
that's I like the fact that they have steampunk in their heads, so that's a good start. I mean,
Yeah, and I think things like Fallout and other video games that have really embraced the Victorian elegant aesthetics have really given steampunk a real boost.
yes.
A real boost.
You have that weird, like 1950s post-apocalyptic works really well with the Victorian era somehow.
Yeah. What is that horror game with sort of Victorians and diving monsters? And I don't know.
Yeah, the one with
You know what I'm
the
talking about.
the one with the big clunky dude with the big drill in his hand. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The little children running around. Oh my god.
I'm not a gamer. So
I am, and this is I haven't played those, but I know them very.
yeah, I think I bought that one and I couldn't get past the first. Yeah, it was steampunk, but I wasn't very good at it. So
that rich aesthetic in that game
BioShock.
is fantastic.
BioShock, yes, that's the one.
BioShock.
BioShock.
And then BioShock Infinite was exceedingly steampunk.
Yeah, that's the one I tried. BioShock Infinite. I have it. I couldn't play it. I'm not very good at video games, so
It's all right, man. That's a type of video game that it takes a person. It takes the right person to want to play those and play them. Well.
I'm an old man now. I don't play these fancy new things.
I'll teach
To
you.
get to Vi's question, our watcher who asks, how would you design your best steampunk bar? I think what we have to accept as a professional bar, it's impossible to cater primarily to steampunks.
There's not enough.
There's not enough of them to maintain your business. So when the steampunk saloon, now Buford's downtown, has all these TV sets everywhere,
Mhm.
you just have to accept that people are going there to watch sports. And it's nice that they're catering to you as well, that you're included, even though sports ball is not your thing.
So this is my idea on this, and I'm really waiting for some, like, I'm even waiting for GameStop to get this because they need a new way to
Business
reinvent themselves. Yeah, a new business model. And one of the things they were talking about was hosting local tournaments worldwide where you go, like, they already have all their computers set up, so it's very tournament like. You go there, you sit down, you play whatever tournament that's going on that you're involved in, and they can publicize it. And then I'm looking forward to more esports being in bars because that might be something I would actually go do. I mean, I'm not a big football person, and I know like the game I play is the game I want to see up on the screen, which is going to be one of those that I don't play a whole lot of exceedingly popular games, so it's not one of those that's going to be. That's the problem. Is there's too much, like there's too many different types of sports. I was actually in a bar for an Italian restaurant a couple weeks ago, and I know it sounds a little weird, but it's out like in the middle between like Cedar Creek and Bastrop, and it's a really wonderful Italian restaurant. And we're sitting there, and they have TVs up, and then we're watching like motorcycles, like lacrosse on another one, and then like I can't remember what it was. The sticks with the little catchy thing on it, and like throw it, and
It's polo. No.
yeah.
lacrosse is
It's
that
lacrosse.
thing.
Okay, yeah, it's lacrosse. Because
Yeah.
we're trying to sit there and become like even we're sitting around going, how do you even become a lacrosse player? Like, is it one of those things of like you're like my dad's a lawyer and I don't like horses. That's pretty much what we came up with is how you become a lacrosse player. Is you want to be cool, but you don't like horses because you could be playing polo for the same price of lacrosse. But
The only lacrosse team I know of is at Westlake High School.
okay.
Which, if you don't live in Austin, that is the upper
biggest-
crust,
yeah.
wealthy,
See,
mostly
don't like
white
horses.
kids playing
An
school.
obscure
And
sport.
so yeah, it's a white man sport.
Definitely.
I mean, I could see it being very steampunk if you wanted it to become. I could see it becoming a thing. But I mean, honestly, like if we were having a TV in a steampunk bar, the first thing you're thinking of, I'll play all the steampunk movies on it. I'm like, well, okay, there's like 3 main ones, and then you're gonna have everyone like fight over the next 8 you have up there, and then you're like, okay, well, let's put some of those YouTube guys on there, and those are some fun movies. I mean, they're enjoyable, but they're not like production quality. But they're great, and I like them, and I love the fact that people decided to go for it and make them. As a producer and maker of videos, I also like I'm for them completely in the fact that I don't even know how to do visual effects, and here I am judging them. But I am. There's just no way to do that where you can have a big mass of people. Now, sure, you can put pipes everywhere and put cool lights, put a dance floor, put music, and have events. And I mean, you can even have the music be kind of more off the wall, like have some Ween rolling in with the rest of everything else, which would get some people really freaked out if they were drinking too much.
I mean, I think the problem is like I don't know if there's a problem. So I visited a friend in Florida one time, and we were walking through this little seaside little town, and their little, and we would stop every once in a while and get a drink, and we went to this one little bar, and I'm sitting there drinking, and I started looking around. I'm like, wait a minute. I was looking at the decorations. They weren't like overt. There weren't like pipes and brass everywhere, but it was very steampunk leaning, this bar, and it was real low key. There weren't TVs everywhere. It was just like a hole in the wall bar. And
was it decorated steampunk, or did they just not have walls and
they're not
the plumbing
updated
was
it
showing?
since
no, it was. I mean, they had like. I mean, there's something like there's this like artwork with an octopus on there. I know they're by the sea, so obviously octopus in the sea or whatever. But or the statue or this relief carving or whatever octopus wise and like a raven. There was just it was
imagery. The imagery fits with and that's I think more or less what we're really looking for is we want a bar that fits the imagery of what we think of as steampunk without it being overly gadget heavy,
right? Like brass everywhere. No,
oh yeah, I want to feel like I am living in a brass factory for fans and stuff. But
right. And speaking of octopus, and you have that sign, I posted something on our Facebook a while back. Nobody really reacted to it, but I'm going to go ahead and share I'm going to share one more time, and it's going to show this. I'll show that. Share screen. These are some artwork that I saw that you can put on prints. Boom, right there. These are pretty damn cool. You see the little octopuses and like having tea, walking around. There's these
with their top hats.
Octopuses with mustaches, and
I say this is the most
Yeah, I mean, it's like I go to the link and it just goes. It doesn't really go. It's called Redbubble. They have probably Krista Brennan. And she has more than just octopuses. I mean, there's octopus there. They have she has some weasels here. I think those are weasels.
Look at the hermit crab one. That's adorable.
Some crabs. Here's here's the croquet.
They were in fezzes. Go back to the hermit crabs.
Hermit crabs and fezzes.
Yeah, hermit crabs and fezzes. Yeah. Just different. There's like a little robot guy feeding something. Well, actually, he's a giant robot guy feeding something like a horse, the golem. I mean, you can get them on shirts and stickers, I'm assuming. Mm-hmm. But but when you go to her page, you don't see as much octopi. But there's a bunch of other cute little things here. But Yeah, I mean, I liked it. That's why when I pushed it, these seem pretty cool.
Yeah.
These are pretty,
Okay.
right here. It's like they're having, yeah. I mean, I just happened to notice that. It's like you talked about, you have your sign that says, what was the sign? Wanting octopus, something like that. Show your sign again.
Yeah, let's see.
Beware of octopus.
Beware of octopus. And it's a nice sign. It's metal. It's still in the packaging even, so I'll just keep them safe.
I'm gonna stop sharing.
And so, it's a nice sign. I like it. It's about, I don't want to say almost 10, but
Oops, wrong button.
12. So, yeah,
yeah.
That's fine. And I like it. It's obviously printed. It's not rusted or anything like it shows, but it makes it look like it's old and
yeah. I like those kind of signs. Those are nice.
Sign. I got another one that has like a triple helix on it. I have it above my bedroom door. Can't remember I can't read it from here. It's too dark. But it's also, oddly enough, that one did get rusted. It got some acid on it from because it was an actual sign out in the oil field, and so it corroded over, and I had to clean off a lot of the corrosion. It looked really cool, so I kept it. And it's probably a biohazard in itself, but the sign that has a biohazard written on it.
Nice. Here.
I found a website.
Oh, it's garbage. Get that back down.
If our listeners
that didn't
want
go
to
very well.
check out the art that we're looking at, go to wovenlines.com.
There you go.
And that's got that's her own website where she manages it.
Perfect.
Oh, while we're on that subject of octopuses, I got this little tiny one here. They're actually their hands crocheted, I guess, knitted little octopuses, and she is
cute.
Happy Squid Muffin on is the name of the person who does it, and she is on Etsy, and she will make them for you in mass. I usually give them about once a year in the steam chest. And so,
what you're showing us here is just a little knitted plushie
that he put in his goggle
inside one of the lenses of your goggles.
Yep. Which I think is like the coolest. Oh, I'm sorry, it went blurry. I couldn't see. But yeah, basically, I have this little squishy, and I call him Squishy. He's my little squishy. And so I was trying to figure out like a way to connect him. And I was like thinking about pinning him, even like knitting him into my beard for one thing. I'm like, this is not. And so
Nice.
now he rides in my hat wherever I go, and I think it's fantastic as a way to use for the goggles. So
I thought that I was looking at one of those 3D lenses that people put in their goggles, but that is an actual thing. That's cool.
Let's see.
Very, very cool.
Take him out real quick. Yep.
Nice.
Little knitted.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. And they come in bigger sizes, and we usually ship them out once a year. We used to do it fairly often because I couldn't keep these. Everyone asked for more of them, and so I was shipping them out. Yeah, we have a good relationship with Happy Squid Muffins. So if you do buy them from her, please say Steam Chest sent you, and yeah, she'll be happy. And she will send you a wonderful little bit.
They're
awesome
very cute.
love.
Yes.
You can give them any color.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, we should probably be wrapping things up. We're coming up on an hour now.
All right.
Wow,
Anyway.
that actually went a lot faster than I thought it would, and we actually managed to keep a conversation going.
We're getting
For the
pretty
most part.
professional at this. We're good at talking to each other and to ourselves, and ho ho ho, and her, and whatever else.
So yeah, any last comments, questions, anything else we want to plug other than our Patreon? There's only
working on. I don't know if it's a value, but I think it is. I'm making a list of DIYs and YouTube videos that I hope are going to be good for a just starting out crafter.
Okay.
Because for me, steampunk is all about crafting.
Yes.
And making your own stuff. And so I'm building a list of sources for getting your craft on, and I'm going to put it into a document, and I'm going to put it on the Patreon page.
Sweet.
I like it.
It's not as nearly as good as us making our own stuff, but it's something I can easily do at work while I'm watching other people on YouTube. So maybe that'll be a help to somebody as well as myself.
That's cool. That's awesome. That's cool. So look forward to that on the Patreon page.
If you want to put the link up, I linked it in the bottom thingy, so you can pull it up right here.
Boom.
See,
Okay.
now we're professional. Look at that. Looks so nice. Looks so nice. Texas Steampunk Connection.
Yes. Yeah. For those of you listening later, it is TX Steampunk Connection. At the www.patreon.com/TX Steampunk Connection. There's only one tier open. It's a $3 tier. And
yep. It's because that's all that we're good for. $3.
Yeah.
$3.
We appreciate you for the $3. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Buy us
I mean,
beer.
technically, you can put in any amount that you want.
Yes.
But we don't have any.
We will have tiers
goodies
soon for other things as soon as we get all that organized.
Definitely. That's the plan anyway.
That's the plan.
Yes. So please thank you everybody for listening. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, find us on Facebook and on the Texas Steampunk Connection. Any long form things you want to talk to us about, we have an email address, texassteampunkconnection@gmail.com. Complaints, go to Twitter somewhere. We have it somewhere.
Send us messages through Facebook, which is probably the most likely place we're going to see it.
Yes, that's the most likely place we're going to see is on our Facebook page, or direct message on Facebook if you wish. One of us will see it on Facebook Messenger and respond. Other than that, I believe that's everything. Let's see. Hold on. Rita has a comment. Last comment. Book series. I'm listening to the Proper Romance Steampunk series by Nancy Campbell Allen. Definitely romance if you're into that sort of thing. So there's romance steampunk out there.
That's some steamy stuff. That's a terrible joke. Why'd I do that? Never mind.
On that note, that hurt. Steampunk After Dark. Okay. No,
I've run across steampunk erotica a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we need to have an entire episode of that.
I don't know.
We get the over one.
Mind Your Gauges came from, right? Anyways. Okay. Yeah, there was a steampunk After Dark podcast that was presented to you by my mind has been blank. The Clockwork Cabaret ladies. They had a steampunk After Dark that one of their husbands or boyfriends hosted. And basically, they played a lot of the steamier type music out there, and stuff like that.
Exactly. Now we need to have a thing talking about this steamy music because look at Bax's face. He's like,
I only listened to a few episodes because I can only listen to so much of. I only have so much time to listen. I can't listen to everything, and I don't think it's not an ongoing thing now. It's only like in every so often they do it. Yeah. The Steampunk Cabaret, or rather Clockwork Cabaret, they are still going strong. However, most of the podcasters, they basically are DJs for the most part. They play what they consider steampunk music, and as they said, because if they call it steampunk music, it's only because they like it. It's like if they like it, screw it, they'll call it steampunk. Because they've been doing it for like over 10 years, so they, there's only so much music out there they can play.
Yeah, we run into that problem ourselves. We're begging. If you know steampunk artists that would like to get out their CDs, we buy them for Steam Chest. Just hit us up. Hit me up at Steam Chest on Facebook. Go to the website, chestofsteam.com. Send me anything, and we have a link for our email there. Drop it in there. I'm begging people for music right now, and if it's even remotely steampunk, or good sea shanties, that works.
Yeah,
that's for my personal thing though.
What was the thing? They got into podcasting jail because apparently, they've been doing it for over 10 years, and finally somewhere they played one song or whatever, and they got in trouble, so they had to take it all down. So now most podcasts is just them talking, but they put their music up. I forgot the just go to Clockwork Cabaret or it's called Agony, like AGONY Ant AUNT agonyant.com. That's their central their central web page, and they put their music up on a different service now because they can't do it on most podcasting now because podcasting music jail or something like that. So but after over 10 years somebody finally dinged them. They don't and the thing is they weren't even told what song it was. So nobody would tell them what it was at the bottom. So that's what made it difficult. But
that's why we don't play music on our show anymore.
Right. We don't want to risk that.
We've never gotten in trouble, but I think now that we're on YouTube, we would get in trouble.
I use only stuff out in the open, on an open forum that's out there with class 3 certifications for that, because of that very reason, because I use it for my gaming website as well. And so I could use, as much as I want to use today's awesome music for the lulls and the jokes and the humor and the irony, I can use like 5 seconds of it, as long as it's warped to hell. And
yeah, exactly.
it's so hot. But so I found a couple places where I can get a lot of free music, or I've paid for it, and use a lot of Google Music too. So I dredged through it so you don't have to.
Right. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and sign off. And see you in 2 weeks. Finally, it's like we went to what, 4 weeks straight almost here.
4 weeks straight. I've been working.
So
working for that Patreon money there.
Right. So yeah. So we're gonna go 2 weeks this time. We'll be back on our normal schedule. And until then, mind your
Mind your gauges.
Mind your gauges.